Hello everyone! Huskeyninja here with a quick little video for you guys. And that is looking at some of the Project Sekai Volume 3 cards that are due to come out. This is via Weiss NT. And they don't have all of them as it's just ones that have recently been revealed. So we shall have a look at them and see what we can look forward to for set 3 of Project Sekai. Now this is for JP. Emphasize that JP only so far, as English is still set 1. So starting off, there's Tsukasa, who's a level 2 cost of 1. Continues if you have a unknown Emu and unknown Ryu, meaning there's cards that have not yet been revealed, so we don't know what those ones are. This gets -1 level in hand, making it an early player. And continuous, if you have 2 or more other music characters, this gets 1000 power, which is a decent ability to have. And Climax Combo, when it attacks, if you have the corresponding Climax card in your Climax area, and you have another music character, look at up to 4 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 music character from among them, show it to your opponent and add it to hand. Send the rest to your waiting room and put up to 1 card from the top of your deck to stock. So in a way, it's kind of like a brainstormer ability. So you can look up the top 4 cards of your deck, choose one, others go to your show them to your opponent, and the rest go to your waiting room, like a brainstormer. Well, a typical brainstormer. And then you choose 1 card from the top of your deck, and that goes straight to your stock, so you get blind stock as a result. Next, we have a level 3 cost 2 Emu. I'm so sorry if I'm saying the names wrong. I'm currently getting ready for MCM Birmingham, which is tomorrow as of the date of this video. If you have 4 or more music characters, this gets -1 level in hand, making it an early player card, as long as you meet its conditions. Continuous if this is in your front row center slot, and there's a mark underneath it, where you basically put a card either underneath it, face down, or face up, depending on how the card says, and it gives a card a power boost. But not all cards have this ability. For those of you new to Weiss Schwarz. Anyhow, if this is in your front row center slot and there's a mark underneath this, and you have another music character, all your music characters get 1500 power. Which, from a level 3, it is a good boost, especially if you got level 2s or level 3s out on your front row. And then you have like 2 assist cards in your back row. Auto, discard 1 music character when this is placed on stage from hand. May pay cost. If you do, heal up to 1. Then choose up to 1 music character in your waiting room, add it to hand, choose up to 1 copy of this card from your waiting room, and place underneath this card face down as a marker. So you need to make sure you have more than 1 copy of this card in order to do the second ability. Because otherwise, you can't do that ability. Then we don't know what card 3 is, but card 4 is a Rui. This is a 500 assist, level 0, cost 0, and has a Climax combo. Send the corresponding Climax card from your Climax area to the waiting room. The start of your Encore step, if you have another music character, you may pay cost. If you do, look up to 2 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 2 music characters from among them, show them to your opponent, add them to hand, and send the rest to waiting room. That I have not seen before on a level 0 assist card. So I'm excited to see how well that works, including what the Climax card itself is and what sort of trigger that card has. As it has been revealed that there are going to be 2 new trigger icons in Weiss Schwarz quite recently. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects the game overall. Next, we have a Kagame Rain card, which is a level 1 cost 0. When this card damage is cancelled, choose one of your opponent's I'll say that again. When this card's damage is cancelled, choose one card from your opponent's waiting room and place it on the top of their deck. So there's a way to make sure you're going to guarantee damage. Will increase the likelihood of you getting damage without getting cancelled. So you can see this card being played a bit. Plus, the artwork's just adorable. Next, we have a Saki card here, which is a level 1 cost 0. For all your characters and music, this gets 4k, making it a 6k right off the bat. In auto climax combo, discard one music character. When the corresponding climax card is placed on your climax area, if this is in your front row and your characters on stage have 4 or more colors. I'm still getting used to this with Project Sekai. You do have cards where they do things to fit the number of colors. But if you have 4 or more colors, you may pay a cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 2 music characters. Show them to your opponent, add them to hand, and shuffle your deck afterwards. So that is a good ability as long as you can meet the conditions. Next, we have a level 2 cost 1 Len, which its artwork goes really well with this Rin. But auto, when this attacks, this turn, this gets X power. X equals to the number of other music characters you have, times 1,000. Which is pretty good for something where it has a base power of 6,000. And encore, discard one music character. So it looks like it has a similar thing. Well, we don't know if that's going to be from hand. But we'll just go wait and see. It has 2 soul damage off its bat. We do not know what card 8 is. Or 10. So look at card 9, which is a Nene card. Level 3 cost 2. This attacks during the trigger step of this attack. Perform the trigger check twice. This sort of ability is really handy, as if you do a lot of damage, that gets cancelled, gives you a chance to do some more damage. With a possibility of getting cancelled, but if neither attack gets cancelled for your trigger check, you can do double damage. And auto climax combo, when this attacks, and if you have the corresponding climax card in your climax area, this turn, this gets plus 3k, and the following ability. Continuous all your other Tsukasa and Imu copies of this and Unknown Ryu in any area gain the shot trigger. So it's good to see that it's gonna give characters a trigger that climax cards get, but I'm still curious what those unknown cards are. Also know 11, 12, 13, 14. There's quite a few we don't know what they are yet. So I'll scroll down to ones we do know. Well, that they have been shown. And next up we have card 30 in this set. Well, in the volume 3 set, which is a Hatsune Miku card. Which is a level 0 cost 0. Continuous if all your characters are music, this gets a level plus 3,500 power and the following ability. Although once per turn when this is reversed, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a level 1 or higher, you may rest this card. So it seems a very basic ability, especially for one that's 0 level, 0 cost with a base power of 500. But if you meet its conditions, it gets it to 4,000 power and basically at level 1. Next we have a Haruka. Level 0. And it's adorable because it is Child Haruka. Auto, discard one card when this attacks. You may pay cost. If you do, look up to 4 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 music character from among them. Show it to your opponent. Add it to hand and send the rest to waiting room. Auto, pay 1, discard 1 card. Send this to memory. When this is reversed, you may pay cost. If you do, choose one music character in your waiting room and add it to hand. Overall, both those abilities are really useful, especially if you run a deck where you get cards that get power boost, depending on the number of cards that are in your memory. But if you don't run memory, the first ability alone is really good to have. Next up, we have a Shiho card here, which is a level 3 cost 2. If you have 4 or more climax cards in your waiting room, this gets minus a level in hand, making it a level 2. If you meet the conditions, and continuous. If all your characters are music, this gets 1000 power. Auto, when this is placed on stage from hand, choose one of the following 2 effects and resolve it. You have the choice of either draw a card, or your opponent sends all their stock to their deck, shuffles their deck, and puts the equal number of cards from the top of their deck into their stock. So if you don't have cards you can play just there and then, because of your hand may not be that good, gives you a chance to get a card. If not, you could be like, okay, my opponent has like 12 in stock, as an example. You can send those 12 cards to their deck, make your opponent shuffle them, and put 12 cards back in their stock. So they don't know if it's a climax card, a card they need, or an event card they're gonna need. So I can see this card being played a fair bit. Next we have a Minori card. Auto, send all your other music characters on stage to the waiting room. When it is placed on stage from hand, you may pay the cost. If you do, put the top card of your clock into stock. So it's basically, instead of the top card of your clock going to waiting room, it goes to your stock, so the top bit of damage in your clock becomes some stock you use to pay for stuff. And auto climax, memory, discard one card. When this attacks, if you have the corresponding climax card in your climax area, if an unknown Haruka card, which has yet to be revealed, in your memory, you may pay cost. If you do, choose up to 1 card in your opponent's waiting room, place it on the top of their deck, then deal 4 damage to your opponent. This, I can see a lot of people who run mono more jump decks will be playing this, just for that extra damage. Plus those who are working on decks that mostly focus on Minori as well. Next we have a Shizuka card. During your turn, this gets 500 power, and is a level 1, it costs 0 card. Auto climax combo. When this attacks, if you have the corresponding climax card in your climax area, middle 2, they choose up to 1 level X or lower character from your waiting room, and add it to hand. If that character is level 3 or higher, you put up to 1 card from the top of your deck into stock. X equals the sum of the levels of the cards milled by this effect. All I can see with this is basically get in stock. That's all this tells me, is get in stock and get a character to be 7k. The artwork's nice, but I don't know how often this will play. Plus, we don't know what a lot of the climax cards are going to be. Next up, we have a level 2 cost 1 Luca card, which I will be keeping my eyes out for. During your turn, all your other characters get X power. X is equal to that character's soul times 1,000. So that'll be interesting to see how well that works. Plus, I like the dark background, so it'll be interesting to see how this one works, as well as how often people will play it. So it's just amazing to see like what abilities that come to Weiss Schwarz and what people do with them. Next up, we have an Ari card. Again, I am sorry if I'm butchering names. Well, this is in your waiting room. At the start of your first turn, you may send this to memory. If you do, draw 1 card, then discard 1 card. So if in your hand you find there's a card you can't play there and then because it's like level 2 or level 3, basically this card lets you draw a card. If you send this card to memory, lets you draw a card, then discard the card you don't need. When this is placed on stage from hand, you may deal 1 damage to your opponent. So for level 3 to do that, it's quite useful because like a little bit of chip damage that can't be cancelled. Well, we don't know if it can't be cancelled or can be yet, but still, it's gonna be good to see because it's like a little extra chip of damage to help with a lot of decks. There is a lot of cards that haven't been seen. We have two here. We have an on card. Auto, when this is placed on stage from hand, you may heal 1. And auto, pay 2, discard 1. Copy of this card at the start of your encore step. You may pay cost. If you do, send up to 4 of your other characters on stage to the waiting room. Then do X damage to your opponent. X is equal to the number of equal to the number of characters sent to the waiting room by this effect. So if you have, for example, 4 characters, you just send that way, that's 4 damage to your opponent. For level 3 card, I can see that being used quite a bit, possibly. But I don't know if it will. Because there have been many cards before where we're like, this card will be played a lot, that card will be played a lot, and we find out they're not played that often. So it is a surprise. Next we have a Kohane card, Continuous Bodyguard, and Continuous Experience. If you have a copy of this in your level zone, this gets 2k, so you have to make sure you have an extra copy of this level 3 card here in order to do this one. And auto, Climax Combo. Send the correspondent Climax card that has standby ability from your Climax area to the waiting room at the start of your attack phase. You pay cost. If you do, stand this, then this turn, this gets 3k. So you're basically getting, let's see here, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, about 15k on here without any assist cards. But does the ability really, will it actually be played? That's the main question. And also, I am so sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied, and I am sorry if you hear weird noises going on in the background. Next up, we have a Hanami, which is a level 1 cost 0. Auto, Climax Combo. Discard 1 Climax card with Link/Leonid. So we got a name of a new Climax card here. When this is placed on stage from hand, you may pay cost. If you do, choose 1 Climax card with Link Leonid in your waiting room and add it to hand. Although, when this is reversed, if the battle opponent's level is 1 or lower, reverse that character. So it lets you get a Climax card, but then it has the reverse similar to Happy Party Train Daigo Kurosawa with the, if your opponent's this level he stated or lower, it attacks you, that character gets reversed. So it's good to see some old abilities being used. Next up we have Akito. Experience 2. During your turn, if the sum of levels in your level zone is 2 or more, this gets 4,000 power. And the following ability, Auto, when this attacks, the level of the character across from this is 2. Was level 2. This turn, this gets 6k. So it gets a power boost of a level 2 Slayer, well basically of a Slayer card. Which, those of you who don't know, a Slayer card is where it's like, if it's going against a card that's higher than itself by a level, it gets an extra power boost. So again, a double power boost there. And his base is 3-5, and it's a level 1 as well. And auto Climax Combo, when this attacks, if you have the corresponding Climax card in your Climax area, and you have another music character, look up to 4 cards to the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 music character from among them, show it to your opponent, add it to hand, and send the rest to waiting room. So it's interesting to see the sort of things they're coming up with. I don't know how they're going to work in decks, but only time will tell. Again, this was Project Sekai Volume 3 for Weiss Schwarz was announced not by Bushiroad first, but by the Project Sekai World Championships back in the spring of this year. Next up, we have a level 3 cost to Toya. Continues if you have 4 more vivid bad squad characters. This gets minus a level in hand. So like Bang Dream and Hololive, depending what group card it is, would it dictate if you get that ability off the bat. Auto, send one of your other characters with Bond. Bond is its own ability. On stage to win room. When this is placed on stage, you make pay cost. If you do, look up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 card from among them and add it to hand. Then choose up to 1 card from among them, send it to stock, and send the rest to waiting room. Let's see what other cards we have. Yeah. Okay, we got a few more. So next up we have a Kanade. Auto. When this attacks, if you have 3 or more other music characters this turn, this gets 2,500. Making it a 6k. And auto, Clamorous combo, pay 1, put 1 card from your hand into stock. And at the end of this card's attack, if you have the corresponding Clamorous card in your Clamorous area, you may pay cost. If you do, perform the following effect twice. Look up to 3 cards from the top of your deck, choose 1 music character from among them, show it to your opponent, add it to hand, and send the rest to waiting room. That's an okay ability for a level 1 card. Next up we have a level 3 cost to Ichika. Continuous for each of your other music characters, this gets 500. In auto, when this is placed on stage from hand, you may heal 1. And auto, Clamorous combo, pay 1, discard 2 cards. When this attacks, if you have the corresponding Clamorous card in your Clamorous area, and your characters on stage have 4 or more colors, deal 1 damage to your opponent, then you may pay the cost. If you do, deal 2 more damage to your opponent. So you're basically dealing 3 damage to your opponent just with its abilities. I know it's hard to meet the color requirement abilities in Project Sekai, but as long as you know what you're doing with your deck building, it's quite easy, as well as ones where it's like, this card's now this color, as long as it's got a marker underneath it, it takes the marker's color. So that I can see being used quite well, especially if people know what they're doing with 4 color decks. Next up, we have a Mofuyu. When this is placed on stage from hand, or by the action effect of an unknown Kanade card, look at up to X cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 card from among them, add to hand, send the rest to waiting room. X equals the number of your music characters. And auto, Clamorous combo. Discard 1 card when this attacks. If you have the corresponding Clamorous card in your Clamorous area, and you have 2 or more other music characters, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at up to 3 cards from the top of your opponent's deck. Okay, that's interesting. Choose up to 3 cards with a soul trigger among them, send them to your opponent's clock in any order, and send the rest to waiting room. That's just evil. Basically, it's like, yeah, let me look at your deck and decide if you have 3 cards that have the soul trigger, which is this one. If they have that on them, and there's 3 of them at the top of your deck, they're going to send them straight to your clock. Which, if you're a level 3, and you're already at 6, or even 5, it's game over for you. That is an evil ability. So that's going to be worth seeing what its Climax card is, as well as how well people are going to utilize this card. Next up, we have a Mizuki card. which is an auto, pay 1. When this card is placed on stage from hand, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 Climax card, show it to your opponent, then choose up to 1 Climax card to your hand, show your opponent, swap them, and shuffle your deck afterwards. I see this as a way to get standby cards out if you don't already do, or if you have this card out and you need its Climax cards. Next, we have a Mako card. When this is placed on stage from hand this turn, this gets 5,500 power on top of its 500 base, and the following ability. At the end of this turn, send this to main room. Why is it all the Mako cards get memory? It's the same in set 1, set 2, and it's the same here. But I see it as you get at least a card that is 6k at level 0. So if you need a little bit to get through, you can. But because of at the end of your turn this gets sent to Wayne Room, I'm very unsure if people even play this card. Next we have a Kaito card. When this is placed on stage from hand, if you have 4 or more other music characters, choose 1 music character in your Wayne Room and you may send it to stock. So that you get stock from your Wayne Room to your stock area. In auto, when this is reversed, the battle opponent's level is higher than your opponent's level. So like they play an early runner, or they use standby to get a card out, you may send that character to the bottom of your opponent's deck, which they can't get out with standby cards. So this one I can see a lot of people play, plus the artwork's just really nice. Next up, we have an Ina card. Continuous, if you have 2 or less Climax cards in Rain Room, this loses a level in hand, make it level 2 as long as you meet its condition. Continuous, if all your characters are music, this gets 1,500 power. In auto, encore, discard 1 music character. In auto, when this is placed on stage from hand, you may heal 1. This is another one I can see a lot of people play, just for a very safe level 3. And that looks like that is all of the Project Sekai level 3, well, set 3 cards we have available. I am excited to see what other cards are due to come out. It is looks like it's going to be a smaller set. So that tells me it's going to be along the lines of it's definitely going to be a premium booster. Where it costs more, you don't get as many cards as you do in a regular booster, but sometimes you get abilities you don't get otherwise. So, until next time, everyone, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Please click the bell notification so you know when I upload stuff. And also, please don't forget to check out the rest of my videos, and please make sure your restriction mode is off, as YouTube does hide videos from all your favorite content creators behind that. So, until next time, bye!